Ah, my dear fiends, I've been dying to have you over. Stay a while and listen. Tonight's ghastly good tale is a little number somewhere between ancient hunger and primal wrath. You see, when mortals fail at justice, the scales of vengeance must be balanced by something a little less human. Listen on, if you dare to discover what monstrous acts are truly justified in the dark. I call this one the Lunar Thirst. From the comfort of my library, the city resembles nothing more than a nest of squalor, drowning in mud and its own misery. I watch the rain turn the alleys into rivers of filth, and I'm reminded that this world is divided into two parts: those who suffer the storm, and those who have the wisdom to build walls of stone and build a fire. They say a pestilence of the soul grips the streets below, a miasma of terror that has every simple-minded peasant barring their doors. They whisper of a beast born of two ancient terrors: the lycanthrope's wrath and the vampire's hunger, a grotesque fable they call the Lunar Thirst. Superstition, of course. A convenient phantom to blame for the shadows that have always danced in the hearts of lesser men. The recent events, I must confess, have been a source of private entertainment. Take Silas, the moneylender, a grasping little man with sweat on his brow and desperation in his eyes. I recall him begging at my gates last winter for a stay on his debts. I sent him away with little more than a sneer. To hear he was found in his counting room, hollowed out like a gourd, yet, with every coin still in its place, it merely spares me the tedious matter of foreclosure. Then there was Sergeant Rolfe, a brutish guardsman whose loyalty was ever for sale to the highest bidder. I had paid him well myself on more than one occasion, to misplace evidence, to look the other way as my grain shipments passed through the city gates during the famine. His absence merely creates a new vacancy in the market of corruption. No, I do not fear this monster. Why would I? It seems to be performing a rather admirable public service, a cleansing. But the method is what truly intrigues me. No blood, no signs of a struggle, just absence. A hollow space where a wicked soul used to be. It is a puzzle of exquisite construction, a riddle worthy of a scholar's undivided attention, and I shall give it mine. To leave the comfort of my home is a trial in the best of times. To do so at night, with streets slick with pestilential grime, it is a descent into a lesser world. Fear hangs in the air, thick and cloying, a pollution worse than the stench of the open sewers. Every door is barred, every window shuttered fast. They're like insects hiding from the rain in the cracks of a crumbling wall. It is almost pathetic. But the riddle of these hallowed men, it's taken root in my mind. And there's only one man in this city whose library of forbidden things rivals my own. Father Peter, I trust you're not too busy communing with the saints. I have a question of a theological nature.
My lord, the chapel is closed.
This is an unholy hour. These are not times for idle questions. You should not be here. My question is far from idle. It concerns the new corpse in the city guard's barracks. Tell me what your forbidden books say of it. I've seen your collection, Father. The ones bound in pigskin and locked behind the altar. Do not feign ignorance with me. Forbidden knowledge is a key that unlocks only doors of damnation. You are a man of learning, yes, but you look upon this horror as a puzzle to be solved, an insect to be dissected. You do not feel the cold hand of it in your soul. Spare me the sermon. I seek understanding, not salvation. What is it? It is a beast. It is not a beast of chaos. It has no den. It does not hunt for sport or sustenance. It's a thing of order, an ancient covenant, forged in the first shadow, to cleanse the filth when man's justice has grown blind and impotent. They say its name is the Curator. The Curator. A collector, then. This aligns with my own theories, but what does it collect? And how does it leave its victims so drained? Because it does not hunger for blood. It's drawn to the weight of sin. It consumes the very soul stain of a man's avarice, his cruelty, his hypocrisy, leaving behind nothing but an empty vessel. It finds the instrument of their damnation, a usurious ledger, a stolen locket, a forged deed, and leaves it upon their chest as a final, silent sermon. A calling card for the damned. And the flower? The guards found a withered black flower on the moneylender's chest. What is its significance? You know of the bloom? Then you have waded too far into these dark waters. It is a nightshade covenant. Each soul it consumes feeds the bloom, and when it's fully blossomed upon the grave of the final sinner, a great and terrible price will be paid by this city. Now leave me. Your questions have stirred the shadows in this place. Go back to your stone walls and your fine wine, and pray it does not learn your name. A covenant. A curator. The old priest may be a fool, drowning in his own superstitious terror, but the architecture of this mythology is exquisite. It hunts not with brute force, but with purpose. It seeks out the rapacious, the cruel, the hypocritical. Men like Silas and Rolf, simple brutes, their sins as clumsy and obvious as they were. He said it was drawn to the weight of sin, and that is why I remain untroubled. My own ventures, they are not sin. They are matters of commerce, of intellect. To profit from a famine is not a crime of passion. It is an act of superior foresight. The curator, for all its power, is still just a beast. It hunts rats in the gutter. It would not dare to trouble the lion in his keep. My lord, forgive the intrusion. Urgent news from the city. The door is not barred, you half-wit. Enter. My lord, it's Father Peter from the chapel. Speak plainly, boy, before you faint on my good rug. What of the priest? He's been taken, my lord, the same as the others. The sacristan found him this morning at the foot of the altar. body, it was hollowed. Yes, I know the beast's signature. Was there anything else? Aye, my lord. On his chest, the silver tithe box, the one meant for the poor. It was resting right upon his heart. You are dismissed. Bar the main gate, and do not disturb me again for any reason. Aye, my lord. The tithe box, the instrument of his damnation. The priest knew the rules. He knew the nature of the covenant, and it took him all the same. His sin, in the creature's eyes, was equal to the guardsman's brutality, the moneylender's greed. And my own sin? My foresight? How many mothers watched their children starve while my granaries overflowed? How many prayers for a single loaf of bread went unanswered as I counted my gold by candlelight? I told myself it was commerce, but in the quiet of this room, in the absolute silence of this night, I know, it was murder. 1,000 tiny murders, committed with ink and ledgers instead of a blade. It knows the covenant is absolute. It weighs the sin, not the station. It's not just a collector. It is a confessor, and it's come for my testimony. God in heaven, it's in the house, through the great hall, past the gallery, almost here. Safe! Stone and iron. Safe at last. Wait! And so, the ink dries on another cautionary tale. Our learned nobleman, you see, was so busy documenting the sins of others, he forgot to read the chapter on himself. The beast was never a monster of chaos, my dear fiends. It was, and always will be, a monster of consequence. For the lunar thirst is not a hunger for blood. It is a hunger for justice. And in the darkest of ages, justice is a very hungry thing indeed. Do be a dear and share this chilling chronicle with someone you feel is deserving. And subscribe to our little library of dread. Your conductor has so many stories to tell.